In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add students and classes to your school SuperKind account. There are a couple ways to do this and I'll explain different scenarios as I go, but the process starts on the Students tab by clicking the black Add Students button. You can either just add names here and use the plus and minus icons to add and delete rows, or you can upload a CSV file. You can upload the CSV file in whatever format is best for you with whatever information is necessary for your purposes. Email addresses are not required, so you can create basic accounts without one, and teachers will log actions on students' behalf. Any students for whom you do provide an email address can be sent an invitation to activate their own account, through which they can log their own actions and create fundraising pages. Note that when a student activates their own account, they will need to provide a parent's email address. It's also helpful to tag your students to classes so that when it comes to, for example, logging social actions, you can log them by class, house, or group. You can create or indeed delete classes under the Classes tab here, and then enter their names in your CSV file. But if you enter any new class names in the CSV, you'll have the opportunity to have them created automatically without having to visit the Classes tab. So for example, I'm going to hit Add File and upload a file with my whole school. You can see my file format is a column with full name, and then two columns with classes, one which is their year group and the other which represents the house system which we operate within this school. And I can customize my file format here by letting the system know that I've got full name, class, and class. I won't tag my students to any classes at the moment as that's already done within my file, but you can see here that had I not done it within my file, I could have instead uploaded one file of names per class and ticked the class here. I also won't add my students to any campaigns at this stage, so I'll simply hit Create Accounts. Now before we proceed, I need to create the classes I added in my file. You'll see that the Year 1 class I'd already added within the Classes tab is already done, but the others I need to create. So for Year 2, I'm going to create a new class, and so on. If you decided that you added a class you actually didn't want to add, you could simply use this Ignore feature, and it wouldn't assign students to that class. You'll see that all students are assigned to two classes, one for their year group and one for their house system. So I'll hit Verify Data. The purpose of verifying the data is simply to check that we're both happy with all the data provided. So from your perspective, you can check that the headings in the table correspond with the data that you provided and that there are no typos, etc. And from our perspective, that usernames are unique and that any email addresses provided are valid. So here we've got a username unavailable, so we can change that by adding underscore and one, for example, and ticking the red tick. And scroll down to check for any other errors. And then re-verify the data. Assuming all is well, you'll get this pop-up, and if you're ready to add students, you can click Yes. And when that's all done, you can click the blue Students button and go back to that Students tab and just check that all the students are there and as expected. So these are all the new names. I can see that they're all tagged to two different classes and that I've got 52 students within the whole school. Their status is basic. A student account will be basic until a student activates them via an invite email. Obviously, if you never invited the student to activate it, the account will remain basic forever, which is completely fine and is the case for hundreds of schools and children using SuperKind. I hope that you found this helpful, and of course we always welcome any questions via email if you're having any trouble at all.